Welcome to Dance Chat.
Hello everyone, welcome to Dance Chat. Today we have Link with us.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
Ooh.
can you do can you do a quick self intro and
Hey everyone, what's up? Nice to meet you all. I'm Henry Link from Elite Force Crew, Mop Top, Mop Top Crew as well, but Mop Top family from Brooklyn, New York.
cool? Can you tell us a little bit about where did you grow up? What was dance like around you, and like how was your first encounter with dance?
Okay, I grew up in all parts of Brooklyn. Like most of the times I stayed with my grandmother, two grandmothers, father and mother side. I stayed with my grandmother on Skank Avenue, and I stayed with my grandmother in Canarsie Projects. 'Cause that's where I met Khalid.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where me and Khalid became friends since 7 years old. So before that, I was staying with my mom at in Fort Greene Projects. Actually, I'm like a Salmon. You know, Salmons go back to the place they live, where they was born. So I went back to Fort Greene, where I actually grew up first living. And so dance for me was always a family thing. It was never about like a street thing, like something you did outside on the street. You mostly did it with your family in the house. So like on New Year's, Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthday parties, picnics and outdoor, and they just played music and you danced. But my introduction to music was not actually through dancing. My introduction through music was actually cleaning the house.
what?
Yes. Every Sunday when we cleaned the house, my mother and grandmothers would play music. And I had to mop floors, wipe walls, wipe the windows with this music playing. I used to hate this old school music. I used to hate like the old rhythm and blues because I heard it all the time. And it's not something, as a kid, it's something you into. But when I saw my family dancing to it and having fun, I started to get into it. And still to this day, there's one song, there's two songs that move me instantly. One is Marvin Gaye, Give It Up, Turn It Loose. And, or is it Got to Give It Up? It's by Marvin Gaye. Something Give It Up. And then there's the number one is, no, Marvin Gaye's number one. Number two is the OJ's, I Love Music. Because in that song, when I learned the lyrics and learned what he was speaking about when he said music, in the song he says, I love music, any kind of music, as long as it's grooving. Where today, dancers love a style of music, a genre of music. They don't love music, they love a genre. Me, I love music. Doesn't matter what kind of music it is, as long as it's music. I could find something in that music to dance to. And so dancing wise, it was always fun. It was never like something I had to do or something I needed to do. No, it was just something I loved to do. Even back then, even today. I don't dance because I want to be popular. I don't dance because I want to be the best. No. I dance because I want to connect people and bring people together. Because, your art brings people together. No matter what background you have, no matter what religion you are from, what country you're from, music and art brings people together. So when I noticed I danced, people smiled when I was young. And when I got older, I noticed when I danced, people wanted to follow what I was doing. So it brought people around me and people together. So I dance for that reason. Back then and still today. I don't dance for the paycheck.
So you said so your first encounter with dance was at home when you're
Yes,
just doing everyday
yes,
activities, cleaning the house, and there was music playing, so you naturally moved to it.
yes.
I guess then when did you, that's how you learned, or like when did
No,
you, if there's no class
my
back then?
first learning was not hip hop. My first dance is not hip hop. Shocking as it may sound, it's not hip hop. It's not hip hop, it's not locking, it's not popping. It's none of these. My first dance was the hustle, partner dancing. I was maybe 5 years old and I was on my mother's feet and she's holding my hand and moving me around dancing. That's my first introduction into dancing and being taught how to dance, is dancing with someone. So I was dancing with my mom at this age. When I turned like maybe I'm 18 or 19, something like that, and I was dancing in the mirror because that's when you watch a lot of people and they start practicing dance in the mirror. And my mother literally looked at me and she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, I'm dancing." She said, "Yeah, but why are you dancing with yourself?" And I said, "What do you mean? I'm dancing in the mirror." "Yeah, you're dancing with yourself. You don't gain nothing when you dance with yourself. Go find somebody. Get out of the mirror." And I literally got out of the mirror from that day on. I never danced in the mirror again unless we had to do a routine for a concert or a music video. Other than that, or a teaching class. Other than that, I don't dance in the mirror. And she could tell you, even when I have mirrors in front of me, I'm not looking at me in the mirror. I'm actually looking at you. Because you think while I'm teaching you, I'm just teaching you. I'm actually looking at you and I'm learning from you. Because when I teach you a move and you don't do it like me, I just learned another way to do the same move I taught you. So I'm actually in the class learning. I always learned the biggest teacher in the room, biggest teacher in the room is the student. So the teacher become the biggest student in the room. You have to learn from everybody else. Don't correct what you think is a mistake. It's no mistake. Learn from it.
Wow. Um, so you said like you were you were first just dancing with your mom.
Yeah.
I think I heard that's like I think same for Khalif, and he said like you guys were um, after I forgot which what age it is, but then you started moving to the basketball field and then
Oh,
started dancing outside.
Khalif, we call this place the Rock and Roll Park. Yeah, so af during the Rock and Roll Park, before the Rock and Roll Park, my second teacher, dance teacher, was my sister, my second oldest sister named Katrina. I have 7 sisters. I have 6 now because one passed, but I have 7 sisters. I don't have no brothers. So, ladies, I literally know a lot of shit y'all say. Trust me. So, you have no secrets around me. So, my second teacher was my sister. Her name is Katrina. She taught me literally everything, everything beyond dance, even about life. Lynn, when I say everything, I mean everything. She taught me how to ride a bike. She taught me how to drive a car. She taught me how to DJ. She taught me how to fight. She taught me everything. My second oldest sister, Katrina. So when she taught me how to dance, but not by movement. How to do this move, how to do that move. No. He taught me something bigger in dance that a lot of you won't learn in a class. Somebody have to teach it to you by telling it to you. Something you have to figure out on your own. So what she taught me is that when you dance for yourself. You don't dance for anybody else. You dance to make yourself happy. And whoever don't like it, you say thank you. Whoever like it, you say thank you. They get the same thank you because it's all dependent on how you feel about it. Because when you feel good about the way you move and about the way you dance, you're going to inspire somebody. So don't take it as a negative if somebody said, "Oh, I didn't like this." Say, "Oh, thank you." Take it as constructive criticism. They didn't like it. You said, "Okay, what do you think I could improve on?" And ask them. Don't take it like, "Oh, he's hating on me or she's hating on me." No, take it as something, because when you're dancing, you can't see what they see. So always take it as constructive criticism, something to push you further. Don't take it as hate. Okay? Yeah.
So it was your mom and it was your sister. Like, is there any like are they professional dancers or have
No.
you ever learned like in
Literally
a
no.
formal setting? Like,
The only professional dancer in my family is me. Literally. They're not that.
but then how did that came into place? Like, when do you start to take it more seriously and decide to take it as a career instead of just having fun?
Like when I was like maybe 14, 15, I was already doing choreography, but not knowing I'm doing choreography. I was making up dance routines for my niece, not my niece, my cousin and her little friends to dance at that place, the Rock and Roll Park. So we had a celebration every year, and everybody knew at the Rock and Roll Park you had people dancing, playing basketball, DJ, you had everything. This is way before anything was called hip hop. So you had everybody out there, and everybody always looked forward to my little cousin and them doing a show, a dance show. So my little cousin came to me all the time and said, "Hey, we need a new routine. She didn't say routine. Hey, we need a new dance. You gotta teach us something." And I said, "Okay." So I make up a dance routine for them, and everybody loved it. So then everybody wanted me to solo after later, so I just danced. And then when it became that it's going to be something I'm gonna do professional, is 1989. I'm in a club called the Tunnel. I'm dancing house. Da-da-da-da. There's no hip hop club yet. Dancing house. Wait, there were hip hop clubs, but they closed. So now we're all into house clubs. So I'm dancing in the club called the Tunnel. I'm dancing, do. I take time. I sit down. I sit on the stage, and I'm just relaxing, listening to the music. Then this little Spanish lady, she comes and sits next to me. Her name is Rosie Perez. She's not a little Spanish lady. She's actually a big actress right now. Before, she was a dancer for Soul Train, and she was doing a lot of music videos. But she comes to sit next to me. I don't know who she is. So she sits next to me and she says, "Hey, you dance very well." And I said, "Oh, thank you." And she said, "Oh, I'm doing a music video. I would love for you to come down." And I was, in my head, at this time, whenever somebody told you they was doing a music video, they doing something to entertainment, we took it as trying to pick me up. She's trying to get to know me better. She's trying to pick me up. So she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, nice." And she's like, "Yeah, so would you love to come down?" I'm like, "Sure." And she's like, and then she's like, "So do you have a phone number?" In my head, I'm like, and I'm thinking, music video. I said, and I'm like, I don't have a phone number, but I can give you. She said, I said, I have my job number. I can give you that. And she said, "Yeah, I'll take it." And I said, "Yeah." So I gave her the job number. And I said, "Okay, see you later." And I just walk off. I go to work the next day. This is when I worked at a law office. Yes, I had regular jobs. And before you even think, yes, I had regular jobs. So I went back the next day, worked in the law office, and then it was me, Khalif, and my uncle. We all worked at this law office. And my uncle was our supervisor, me and Khalif's supervisor. So he called me and he said, it's like, at this time, he never called me Link. My real name is Henry. So he's like, "Henry, pick up line 2 and don't be on the phone long. You got to call on line 2. I pick up the phone and I say, it's like maybe 3 days, not next day, it was like 3 days later. I pick up the phone and she's like, "Hey, do you remember me?" And I said, "If you tell me your name, maybe something." He said, "Oh, my name is Rosie." And I was like, "Oh, the lady from the club." She said, "Yeah." And she said, "So do you still want to come down for that music video?" And she could tell you, I literally said to her on the phone, I was like, "Oh, you were serious?" And she said, what was you talking about?" I said, "One day we'll laugh about it." But yeah, sure, I could come down. Can I bring some friends? And she said, "Oh yeah, please bring a lot of friends." So I told Khalif, and I said, "Yo, remember that Spanish lady, that little Puerto Rican lady I met in the club?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah. She just called me." He was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I was like, "No, she called me about the music video." "Oh, it's a real music video?" I said, "Yeah." She said I could bring some other people. "Yo, come with me." He's like, "Word?" I said, "Yeah." So we call his brother Ramir, and I go upstairs and ask my uncle. I said, "Hey, I need to leave early. I just got a call to go for audition for a music video." He's like, "You serious?" I said, "Yeah. I just got this call from this little Spanish lady I met in the club." And he's like, "All right, go. Punch out, go." So we went to the audition. But the funny thing about this video is it's a two-part story, but super funny. Something happened before getting to this audition. So I'm gonna come back to this audition, but I need to tell you the story before this audition. So in the club, maybe 1 week before this, I'm dancing in a club, and I'm dancing with this real cute girl. So cute. So I'm dancing with her. Khalif runs over to me. He said, yo, if anybody want to know you as a dancer, tonight's the night. You got to make your name tonight. I said, what the hell are you talking about? He said, yo, got to come over here. Stretch is here. Stretch is here. I don't know who Stretch is. I have no idea who Stretch is. So, and the Stretch is here, and I was like, okay, who's Stretch? So I go over to the cypher. Stretch is in the cypher, getting down. And I notice, I look at him and I say, oh, that's the guy from Houdini's video. He's good. He's good. And Khalid's like, yeah, you gotta battle him. I don't know what made me say this to him, but I turned to Khalif and I was like, you're always coming to get me to battle somebody. You battle him, right? And Khalid's brother Ramil was like, yeah, you go battle him. You're always getting him to battle somebody. You battle him. And I was like, yeah, he's nice. He's dope. I'm going back to the cute girl. So I go back to find the girl. She's dancing with some other guy. They all hugged up. I'm pissed. I'm so mad at Khalif. I'm super mad. I'm like, and he's like, yo, what happened? I was like, yo, now she with this dude. I had that. What's wrong with you? And he's like, yo, I'm telling you, this was the time to make it. Fuck that. I was pissed, right? So now we go to this audition. Now back to the audition. Go to the audition. I walk in the room, and as soon as I walk in, Rosie says, hey, are you ready to audition? I said, yeah, can I put my jacket down? So walk in, see everybody I see in the club. Everybody, like, wow. Marjorie, Frankie, Voodoo Ray, everybody's inside this room. And I'm like, wow, okay. So I get in, she said, you ready? And I said, yeah. She said, oh, okay. Before everybody had danced, I'd like to introduce y'all to my assistant. It's Stretch. Buddha Stretch is her assistant. He's helped picking everybody for the music video. As soon as she says, everybody, this is my assistant. This is Stretch. He's not Buddha Stretch yet. This is Stretch. I look at Stretch, and I turn and look at Khalif. I walk back over to Khalif, and I was like, you wanted me to battle him last week. You see, you gotta stop that. So I audition, I make it, Stretching them pick us, and from there, my first video, I was a dancer. On the video, I was an extra. I was an extra in the video. But then they took a break, and the director saw me dancing, and he's like, hey, can you do that again? And I'm like trying to figure out what the hell did I just do? I was like, do what? He said, what you just was doing? I was like, oh, just dancing. He's like, yeah, but you was dancing on the stairs. And I was like, yeah. Can you do it again? Yeah, sure. He said, what are you in this video? And I was like, they told me I'm an extra. He said, no. Now you're a principal. So I'm like, okay, what the and now this is my first video. I don't know none of the terms. I walk over to Stretch, and I say, hey, pardon me, yo, can I ask you something? He's like, yeah. I said, yo, I was an extra, but now he's telling me I'm a principal. What is a principal? And Stretch say, oh, now you can pay what I'm getting paid. Me, I was like excited, like, what you getting paid? I said, hey, what you getting paid? Stretch is like, oh, I'm getting paid $1,500. You getting paid what? And he's like, yeah, we're getting paid $1,500. That's what the principal get? He's like, yeah. He told you your principal? Yeah. I gotta go tell that guy. Yeah, you better go tell that guy. Now, I went over there and said, hey, the guy, he said, tell you I'm a principal. So he called the guy, he said, hey, on the walkie-talkie, and the guy said, and I was like, he wrote it down, principal. And I was like, I went back to Khalif and I was like, yo, I'm a principal. And Khalid was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, more money. What you getting paid now? What you getting paid? I was like, 1,500. Because at the first, the extras was only getting 250. So I told him, yeah, I'm getting 1,500. He's like, how do you become a principal? I don't know. That guy told me I'm a principal. I got to go over there and dance. I went over there, I danced up and down the steps. He's like, yo, that was great. That was great. After this, Rosie and Diana Ross, yeah, the music video is Diana Ross, working overtime. So Rosie and Diana Ross and the director, they picked some people from the music video to go with Diana Ross to dance with her on her concert. So they picked me and they picked Khalid and they used the main dancers that she had, Stretch, Tron, and Cliff, named Cliff Love. So it was us five. My first time ever leaving the country. Everything. I was like, I'm so excited. My career, my dance is good. I wasn't thinking dance career. I was thinking, oh wow, I'm going to go with Diana Ross to dance in London. Oh, this is great. But I had to get a passport. And this is also something very important. I had to get a passport. Now, my mother was working. She couldn't come to help me get a passport. At this time, you have to have your parent to come or someone legal guardian or older to help you do the passport information. So I was like, oh God, who can I call? My sisters can't come. Nobody could come. I called my father. So I called my father and I said, hey, I need your help. And he said, what you need my help with? To get a passport. What you need a passport for? Diana Ross invited me to go with her to dance in London. What? And I said, yeah, Diana Ross invited me to go with her to dance in London. And he's like, the Diana Ross? I said, yeah. I just did her video. She want me to go with her to dance in London. He said, all right, I'm coming. I'm going to come. I'm coming to the place right now. So he left work. He took off for work and he got there and he's like, literally said this. And from that day on, I haven't changed. He said, I will help you, but you have to make a promise. And I said, yeah, what's the promise? What's the promise? I'm just excited about going to London. And I was like, yeah, what's the promise? What's the promise? He's like, you have to promise me you're going to do this at 100%. If you're not going to do this at 100%, I'm not going to help you. And I said, I promise 100% every time. And from that day on, every time I dance and do a show, I do it at 100. I start at 100. I don't slack. So he's like, okay, got the passport, went to London. I think Khalid told you about the story in London. Yeah. Yeah, it happened. It literally happened just like that. So we went, we didn't get to stay because the visa and all that wasn't right. And because we didn't leave with Diana Ross, we left 2 days later. So we couldn't stay, but we went to a party, enjoyed our first night, and it was like first test. And then after that, I was like, okay, cool. Came back home, went back to work, went back to the club, every day normal. I'm not thinking about, I'm gonna chase this dream, I'm gonna chase the dancing. I'm not thinking that. But then the director called me, the same director, and he said, hey, have you ever done some choreography? And I said, choreography? I said, like put dance routines together? He said, yeah. And I said, yeah, I have. I've done this before. And he's like, okay, I want to pay you $3,000. I said, oh, excuse me? He said, yeah, I want to pay you $3,000 to choreograph this girl group. You serious? He said, yeah. Oh, okay. I hang up the phone. Who do I call? Stretch. Because Stretch was in the business. I said, Stretch. Rolando, his name is Rolando Hudson. I was like, Stretch, Rolando Hudson just called me. He said, yeah, what do you want? He want me to choreograph this girl video. And he's like, all right, well, do it. And he's like, I said, yeah, but he said $3,000. Stretch said, yeah, that's good. Take it, that's good. I said, okay. And then I went to the office. I'm in there. He's like, yeah, it's the three girls. I want you to choreograph them. Yeah, so is $3,000, is it good enough for you? And I was like, that's great. It's great. And I was like, but wait, is that $3,000 before taxes or after taxes? And I'm getting my business on. So I was like, he's like, no, that's $3,000 that you're gonna get this after taxes for sure. We're gonna pay you more, so when after the taxes, you will have 3,000. Great, it's perfect. He said, okay, well, come back tomorrow and I introduce you to the girls and you'll meet them and then get to know them and then you'll dance work with them. I said, okay, cool. I went back the next day. I go in the office. It's three guys, Orlando, Andre, and Matt. They in the office. Matt was the assistant. Andre is another PA, and Matt, Orlando, the main director. He said, okay, Link, this is Monica, this is Terry, and this is, I forgot the other girl name. I forgot her name. And I said, okay. Oh, nice to meet y'all. So I'm sitting out there talking to them. But he says, Link, these are the girls. This the girls. When he says this, he don't say, Link, this is the girls I want you to choreograph. He said, this is the girls. And I said, okay. So remember, I said it's three guys, and now I'm meeting three girls. So I'm thinking the three girls I'm meeting are their girlfriends. I don't know. This is the girl group. So I'm thinking I'm meeting their girlfriends and waiting for the group to show up. So I'm in there talking to them for like maybe 2.5 hours. I'm in there talking to them. Yeah. And I look at the time and I'm like, wow, these so I'm thinking like, wow, they unprofessional. I'm like, wow. I said, hey, Matt. He said, yeah, what's up? I said, hey, when are these girls coming? And he said, Link, what girls? The girls you want me to work with. You told me to be here to meet the girls, to choreograph them. He said, they all look at each other like, Link, you've been talking to them for 2.5 hours. No, I know these are y'all girlfriends. I'm talking about the girls I got to choreograph. He said, no, Link, this is the group. This is them. And the girls is like, oh, you thought we was their girlfriends? I was like, yeah. And they're like, no. And I was like, oh, my bad. They're like, no, it's okay. The fact that you talked to us like this and you were just talking normal, we enjoyed it. Thank you. We can't wait to work with you. And I was like, oh, okay. Wow. I said, okay, well, we wrap that up. It was nice meeting y'all. See y'all tomorrow. And then they was like, but before we leave, we need some more guys. We need 3 guys to dance. Since it's 3 of us, do you got 2 other guys to dance with? I said, I got 4. Oh, really? I said, yeah. So I invited Stretch, I invited Tron, and I invited Khalid. So now we all doing this music video. They getting paid as principals, not extras. And I'm getting paid as the choreographer. Yeah, so after that, everything just took off.
Wow.
From 1989. And I haven't done, I left the job and the owner of the law office was like, if you ever want to come back, you're always welcome. And I never went back. But I had a job if I needed to go back. But I never went back. Yeah.
You also took Khalif away from the law office as well.
Yes.
They lost 2 employees.
Literally. that was literally our last job.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But I guess chronologically, like by the time that you started choreographing and like when it started taking off, is that already being called hip hop, or was it before?
At this time, everything is called hip hop. A lot of things is called hip hop. Everything's called hip hop. But when growing up, like when we were younger, everything was called the jam. There was nothing called hip hop. Everything you was going to this jam, that jam, this jam, that jam, or this club, that club, this club. Nothing was called hip hop club or nothing. Even the house club wasn't even called a house club. It was called, when they saw us, they said, oh, they called us Bingo Bingo. Yeah, we had a name. Our name, when we dressed, we was called Bingo Bingo, the way we was dressed. Because we had to wear blazers, or you wore the vest with a long shirt and the baggy jabot pants and the Dr. Martin shoes with the bow tie on it or the Volkswagen symbol. And so when people saw you, they said, "Oh, he's a Bango Bango," because of this one house song called Bango Bango Bango. This one house song, everybody knew it. So when they saw you dressed, they said, "Oh, he's a Bango Bango." That was your name. But when we was in the house club, we had another name. We was called Grasshoppers because we didn't dance house like they was dancing house to like the Voguers or the Lofters that was rolling around on the floor. We came from a hip hop background, so we was jumping and hopping around, trying to move. We was doing hip hop steps to house music, so trying to make it work for us. And they kept calling us grasshoppers because the farmer, everything we was doing, we was jumping. And the lady told us, she said, we call y'all grasshoppers. We was like, what? Yeah, because grasshoppers, when you get close, they go. I was like, oh, wow. So our name was Grasshopper. We wasn't so welcome in the house club, not at the beginning. No, definitely wasn't.
When you say we, it's you, Khalif, Stretch.
Me, Khalif, Stretch, Marjorie, Voodoo, Frankie, Kahim, Ramir, Joyce, Asha, Francois, Blue, Chris, Swami, Asia, all of us. We was not welcome.
Were you a crew back then already,
No.
or is there like?
No. That's why I just recently heard there was 7+ groups besides Dance Fusion or besides Elite Force, and I'm still waiting for that person to name all these groups because they didn't exist. It was called cliques. You was a clique because you met up in a club with these same people. Y'all wasn't a group or a crew because y'all never really hung out. Y'all just met in a club. It was a clique. You wasn't a group. Only like groups, or like you could say groups, but they wasn't called groups. They was called houses. That's when that was in a house club. You had House Overness, Magnifique, LaVasia, Ninja. You had so many different houses, the Vogan houses. And I remember the first day I went to the house club. Talking about a cultural shock when the first time I ever went to the house club, because I met Marjorie in a club called Studio 54. I met Marjorie. I was dancing on the carpet and we started talking and we got close and we started talking on the phone. I used to talk to Marjorie over the phone for 10 hours on the phone, just talking every day about life and we became really good friends. So she was like, you gotta come. She's like, I love the way you dance. You gotta come to this club called The Tunnel. You gotta come to The Tunnel. I was like, what's The Tunnel? Link, gotta come. It's on a Sunday. You gotta come to The Tunnel. And I was like, okay, I'll tell Khalif, we'll come. Okay, but before you come, go to the Tower Records. There's a music store. Go to Tower Records. And in Tower Records, as soon as you walk in, turn to your left, and there's a whole bunch of flyers. These are VIP comps. You can get in the club free. So go in there and just take the comp. So we used to go to Tower Record to get the comp, to get into the club free. So I went there, got the comps. I told Khalif, we're going to go to this tunnel, this club called The Tunnel. Marjorie said to come here. What a shock. So we go to this tunnel. We walking up the block. And it's the first time I'm introduced into the gay scene. So walking up the block and all we hear is a high-pitched hello. Now we from the hood, we hear hello, yo, what's up, hello, what's up. We never really hear hello, we like, yo, what's up. But we walking down the block and all I hear is hello, hello, hello. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, God, why are they saying hello like that? So we walking up the block and I was like, what? And when we get closer to the club, we keep hearing this hello and watching them walk, and the Khalif was like, yo, what the fuck you got me going to? I said, yo, I don't know. Marjorie said to come here. Marjorie told me to come to this club. this is the tunnel. She said to come here. So we standing there. We're on a line. At this time, that whole, like Janet Jackson, the velvet rope, that you got to stand behind and they pick you to get in. There's a guy, his name is Charles. If you ever find this song, Lonely People, there's this house song called Lonely People. In the beginning, you hear this lady say, excuse me, Charles, I'm on the guest list. And he go, Miss Thing, there is no guest list tonight. That's an actual real person. His name is Charles. It's a real person. I actually heard him do that to somebody. There is no guest list tonight. And I was like, wow. So we stand on the line. A guy gets out of the cab. He has this white, long, nice shirt on. White, long, nice dress shirt on. And Charles look at him. Khalif is getting angry. He look at Khalif and go, And I was like, I'm talking to Khalif. I was like, calm down. He see it. Khalif's like, he see us. I said, of course he see us. He's messing with you because you getting angry. Stop. So we're standing there like, we are freezing. We're on 12th Avenue. We don't say cold when it's this cold. We say brick. It's literally brick outside. It's freezing. This guy get out the taxi, nice shirt on, and Charles see him. He says, oh, you. And the guy start walking. He say, yeah. Wait. Lose the shirt, and then I'll let you in. You're looking fabulous, but that shirt is lose the shirt, and then I'll let you in. And I'm like, he's not going to take off his shirt. This guy took off his shirt and was walking with the shirt. And Charles said, no, Miss Thing. He said, no, Miss Thing. I said, lose the shirt. The guy threw the shirt in the trash. And he said, now you're looking fabulous. Come on in, love. And I'm like, I looked at Khalif, I ain't taking off shit. Marjorie won't see us. I ain't taking off nothing. So I'm still standing there, and he looked at Khalif, he's like, So he gets made Khalif really pissed. He goes, okay, you. Khalif start walking, he says, not you, Miss Thing. You. Somebody behind us. The guy walked past and said, yes, okay, you're welcome. Come in. And he still fucking. I said, he is fucking with us because of you. Stop. Relax. We're going to get in. Yo, we're going to stay here even longer if you keep this up. He is fucking with you. So he looked and he said, okay, Miss Thing, come on in. Stop being angry. So we go inside. We get inside, it's a lot of hello. It's a lot of hello. Hello, oh, hello. Oh, hello. It's a lot. I turned to Khalif, I said, yo, we together tonight. Stand with you all night. And then he's like, yo. I said, yeah, we got to find Marjorie. I found Marjorie. And my first words to Marjorie wasn't hello. I found Marjorie and I said, Marjorie, I'm not gay. She said, come on over here, stupid. I know you're not gay. I'm going to take you where the straight people at. I was like, well, you should have warned me. I never heard hello this much in my life. So we walked over and we next to that's where I meet Frankie, Voodoo, all the people I named. I meet them there in the club, in the tunnel that night. And I meet them there, it was like all getting down. I was like, oh, this is dope. Watching everything, and all of a sudden, in a club, the tunnel, these speakers come down. Like a tweeters, the speakers come down. And in the back, there's like a big light, because it was a tunnel. The club was actually a tunnel for the train. So in the back, and you heard woo, woo, and the light going like this. And then the floor, the bass was so good that it was shaking that you thought a train was about to come run through the, and I was like, yo, it's a train. I see the light getting brighter and woo, woo. And now the sound system was so fucking dope that the speakers came down. And if you didn't notice, you would bump your head into a speaker because the speakers come, the little tweeter come down and you hear, and the sound is flying past you, and they got the big fan in the wind, and you felt like a train was going past you. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then all of a sudden, it went pitch dark. Bam, and you heard like, love is the message. Bam, bam, and the lights went off. and it got pitch dark, and I was like, okay. Me and Khalif is back to back because we heard a lot of hello, so we with no initiation for us. So we back to back, and then the light come all the way like in the tunnel. There was stairs that went all the way to the top, where the DJ was, all the way to the top, and the lights went like this, and with the sound of, and the light went across the floor like this, and went all the way up the stairs, and then you heard bam bam, and when you heard bam bam, you saw a line of Vogas, and they start coming down the stairs, boom, 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 all the way down the stairs, took over the dance floor, everything, took over the little columns that we were sitting on, and everything. I was like, wow, this is incredible. This is dope. So we leaving the club, and Marjorie's like, are you gonna come again? Hell yeah. This club is crazy. This is dope. She said, yeah, but there's a lot of hello. I say, paying the hello nobody. This is dope. I know where the street people is at now. So yeah, this is an incredible club.
So is that club like mostly house and Vogue music, or is it mostly like
No,
hip-hop?
it was just house music. It was mostly house music. But then they played house and they played hip house. So they played like house music that had a hip hop beat. That's when a lot of rappers started getting to the house music. Yeah, like I met Common Sense in there, Moni Love in there, Queen Latifah, Tretch Naughty by Nature. Everybody I met, all these rappers was in the club with us. And when they see us, they know us from the club. They literally know us. Like I know them like on first name basis. Like, hey, like, what's up, boss? What's up? Yeah, and I talk to them like that because I know them like that because we was in the club. And people like, why you don't have pictures with them? I don't have pictures with all my close friends. They're my friends. I'm not saying, yo, let's take a flick. Like, we don't, no. We was in the club hanging out. We didn't think about no pictures. Yeah.
I guess because you've lived that experience, so it's probably natural to you. But then for us, it's not obvious. Like, how did hip hop come into place? How did house come into place? Like, when did people start calling it that? And how does that?
Well, it wasn't for, it didn't become called, remember I said a hip house, because the hip hop artists started making house songs. So when it became house, as far as I know, when it became house, it became super popular when the rap group, the Jungle Brothers, made a song, Girl, Our House You Did It, Girl, Our House You. When they made it, everything started. We left, we no longer became grasshoppers, we no longer be called Bango Bango, we was called house heads now because of the Jungle Brothers making the song, Girl, Our House You. Then later I heard the song Marsha Jefferson, gotta have house, then the music, all night. Then everything started be called house. But before that, just club music. Nothing, I mean, know it as house. But then the separation started where what was house and what was hip hop. That's when it's like late 80s, like 89, 90. That's when it started.
But then even for hip hop, like you said, because you grew up in
Oh,
your house dancing, and
but the
it wasn't
trade
hip
of
hop.
hip hop didn't get its name until '83. Like '83, that's so-called. It was an interview with Africa Bambaataa, and they asked him, "What is this you guys doing?" The news media. What is this guys? What you guys are doing? So instantly he said the word that all the MCs said on the microphone. You heard all the time: hip hop, the hip it to the hip it to hip hip the hop. So he said, "Oh, it's called hip hop." Then everybody called it hip hop from that day on. Everybody's like, yo, you going to this hip hop party? Going to that hip hop party? Going, now it's the hip hop party. But before, jam. It was the jam, 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 jam. Nothing was hip hop until after '83.
But what is the difference between a jam and a club? Or
Ooh, y'all stay here a lot? Y'all live in America? Yeah?
yes,
Yeah? Okay, on Instagram, I will, I'll write you, I always write you, but I'll write y'all when there's a jam. And when you go there, you will literally know the difference between a jam and a club. So the only way I could tell you, you have to experience. I could tell you about it, but it's not the same as being there. When you outdoors, you're in a park and everybody is dancing and jamming. It's different. So when I know one this summer, I will tell you. And you can come to the jam. And then at the jam, you will have house, whackers, lockers, poppers, voguers, ballet. You will have every dance style possible at this jam. So when I know of one, I will tell you so you can come.
Cool. Um, but dance-wise, when did you first realize that, like, before you were just moving around in the house and like it wasn't called hip hop, and then when did the dance of hip hop formalize and became a thing?
Well, I went through stages of dancing. So back then in the 80s, it was called electric boogie. And that's New York term of bad popping. We was bad poppers. We didn't know the technique, the foundation, so we created what we thought we saw. And we called it the electric boogie dance, what we was doing, our shoulders like this. And then uh, European song killed everything. One song destroyed everything. A song and women. A song and women destroyed everything. This one song. And this one song is called Tears for Fears. The artist's name is Tears for Fears. And the song is called Shout. Now this, he's like, yeah, I know this song. But women, the song goes shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things we can do without. Come on, boom, boom, taka-doo-doo. I'm talking to you. Come on. That's the song. But that's not what girls were singing. Now, if a group of girls sung this to you in a club, at a jam, at a party, you did not want this to happen. You didn't want to be that guy. So, girls were singing, shout, shout, poppins played out. This is the dance we can do without. Come on. I'm talking to you. And they will point you out. And the song is coming on. And when you heard when them drums come, boom, boom, and come on. And then you loud. That come on was loud. And they pointing at you. Everybody turn and look. And it's like, wow. So they would say popping, locking, breaking, played out. Meaning stop doing it. It's old. Stop. And literally, you stop. Because you didn't want no girl singling you out in the party. Because this is exactly how it would look all night. I'm not dancing with him. You didn't want that. Or guns of girls and you go after, see me on the dance? Baby. Not with you. Yeah. No, you didn't want this. So this song, it literally destroyed. And you can listen, because what's his name? DJ Hollywood. He made an anthem. He made a answer to the girls singing this, where he started saying to the girls, where that's when the girls stopped doing this as well. It came back later, but no. He's like, shout, shout. Extensions played out, like girls would put the extensions in there. Extensions played out. This is the hair we can do without. Take it out. Yeah. And you can find this, it's an actual song. You can actually find this song. It's called DJ Hollywood. Look it up. Look up DJ Hollywood Shout. You'll see. And it's an actual song. It was an answer to the girls who did that. A lot of things like locking, popping, breaking, and even dress code. Your clothes got turned, like, couldn't wear it. So there was, at this time, there was a Lee denim suit. You saw Run DMC and all of them, everybody with a Lee denim suit, or you had Lee jeans on, and Lee was the main denim jeans, like, super popular. So you'll see like a lot of people, even Whitney still got a jacket with the lead jacket with the graffiti on the back. Even this, when that song came out, even this suit, this done. So in junior high school, they would take the Lee patch on your pants and they see you with Lee jeans on and they run up to you behind you and snatch the Lee denim patch off you. But already they took their Lee denim patch and cut it into a star. And they would run up to you and go, and you, yo, and they go, Lee police, don't wear those. Literally, they literally have it in their wallet and flip it down and go, Lee police, don't wear those tomorrow. Yeah, so you couldn't wear Lee jeans no more. Yeah. You guys, women did this, not guys, women did this. So you couldn't wear Lee jeans no more because they had to snatch it off you. And people was to like walk around the school, yo, I collected 5, I got 5 warrants. Literally.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I guess like nowadays when people think of hip hop, there's a specific style. Like people wear big baggy.
No, nowadays when people think of hip hop, they think it's like a baggy clothes or this, that. No, you forgot. Everybody in hip hop, you was fresh. When they say funky fresh, you didn't have it definitely had baggy clothes, but you had to wear something, even if it wasn't known brand, but the way you wore it made it fly or fresh. You say, yo, that's dope. Yo, that's dope. I'm rocking with that. That's dope. Yo, where you get that from? If you didn't hear this, it wasn't fresh. You wasn't fresh. Mm-mm. And you saw somebody like, nah, that ain't working. Don't do that. Like we literally tell you, if I see you come outside and you going like that? Like, ask Khalifa. I used to say to him all the time, yo, you wearing that? He's like, yeah, what's up? Son, you look like a salad. He's like, what you talking about? Yo, you look, yo, iron it. You look so wrinkled. You look like a salad. Nah, I can't, nah, you're not going like that. Go change. Yeah, we would literally tell each other stuff like this without getting offended. Today, you can't do that. You can't do it. Even you see somebody with something on, you're like, And this how you. I'm gonna put you on a secret. All ready? This how you know if you're around us, and we're afraid to hurt your feelings. But this is how you know we're trying to tell you the truth. Oh, okay. Well, that's what you're working with. That's what you're working with. Okay. Yeah, it looks good on you. You notice what I said? Like, I'm not going to see anybody else in that. Oh, that looks good on you. Yo, you think this looks fly? Yeah, on you. Yeah. That means it's not fly. That means it's not dope. We sugarcoating to tell you. Nah, that's not working. Nah, that looks good on you. Yeah, you rocking that. Yo, I think everybody, nah, that's you. That's all you. So if you hear that from any older person, they trying to tell you this is not working. Take it like, okay, nah, this is not working. This is not working. They said it only looks good on me. I mean, even a mannequin that you saw it on, you should have left it. You should have left it on that mannequin. We trying to tell you. So when you hear that, yeah, look good on you. Yeah. Yeah, you like it? Yeah, on you.
I guess this whole like, because nowadays we when we think of a street style, we associate a certain type of the way that people dress. Like for house people, they dress different. For hip hop people, they dress a certain way, and for vulgars, they dress a certain way. But back then, it was more about individuality and how you look.
Literally,
like
it was about individuality. It was like what when you think about it, It was like, what are you bringing? What are you wearing, or what are you bringing that's going to inspire somebody else? Like, yo, that's fly. I'm liking that. What are you bringing to change the game? What are you? That's why it was individuality. But today it's not that. Like that. Oh yeah, those Jordans everybody talk about. This is that everybody's wearing this. Everybody's wearing that. That's what's happening today, not back in the day. Because if you look back in the days, we was wearing ski goggles.
In a
Nobody went
club.
skiing. There was no snow outside. But you saw the ski goggles on top of the hat, and the hat flipped to the side. Of the ski. Where was we going? We wasn't going to no Alps. We wasn't going to no skis. It made it look dope. And everybody said, yo, that's fly. And then you saw everybody else start to wear the ski goggles because it was something fly. But that's the individual. You got to bring something, you got to inspire everybody else, but you don't have that today.
So it's not about like you do certain style, so you dress certain way. It's more like who you are, dress the way you
Yes.
are, and do your style.
Yeah, who you are, just the way you are, and make it fly, and then everybody say, oh yeah, I'm fucking with that. Yo, where you get those from? Yeah. You don't have that today.
When did it stop, or why did it stop?
Why did it stop? Because it turned into the, if you got known for doing something, I want to copy what you do. It turned into copy instead of being individuality. It turned into copy. It's the same with dance today. The same with dance. If whoever wins Just the Boot, Summer Dance Forever, Dance Your Styles, Red Bull Dance Your Style, whoever wins this determines what everybody's going to copy. Literally. So say one year somebody win and they only doing everything on the floor. Next year you see everybody on the floor. Everybody's copying the dude what's on the floor because they think that's what it took to win. No, it was his moment. It's a moment. That's not what it takes. So that's what happened. That's when the copying got into place.
But I think back then people were kind of against biting each
Oh,
other.
no. Kind of against? We still against it. What do you mean kind of against? We still against it.
But how is it enforced, and why is it like okay, or like why is it more prevalent today?
No, it's okay in your era. Let's keep that clear. It's okay in your era. Nothing. No. You bite somebody, you copy. It's one thing to be inspired, like to take the move and then change it and make it a new step, make it a different way. That's different. But if you do the exact combination, like, yo, you serious? You doing his move that he does all the time? No. All y'all do is say, oh, you bite. No, we say, no, you whack. No, you terrible. No. And then if you battle, say we're back in nowadays, if you battle somebody and we knew you bit everybody move, you like, what? You gonna battle me with his moves? Or his moves? Do you got moves to battle me with? Yeah. Y'all don't have that problem today. Y'all don't say this to each other. Y'all don't call it out like instantly. Y'all say, oh yeah, oh you got it. You got it. You did it just like him. That's what's happening today. Oh, you did it just like him. That makes it dope? No, that's the problem. The copying is over too much.
Is it because of, I guess when you learned there was no like class, it wasn't formal, and then how did that come into place? Because nowadays we go to a hip hop class to learn that.
Like I said, back in nowadays, for you to learn something, somebody knew how to do a move that you saw, like the latest dance step. We literally learned it like this.
Just by watching.
No. You notice how I'm looking, right? I'm looking. My face is this way, but so I'm dancing like this. We couldn't go over to you and do it. Why? Hell, ask you, hey, yo, show me that move. Are you fucking crazy? You want to copy my shit?
Oh.
No, we couldn't do that. So we had to learn it like dancing somebody and you keep watching out the corner of your eye. Hell no. If you got caught copying them, oh, you was fighting. Oh, you was fighting. For sure. You know how many times you had to learn, like, watch shit from your side eye? Oh, all the time. Y'all got it easy today. We actually come in the room and teach you, or you can ask us and we show you. Back in the days, if you asked, you was asking for an ass whipping. You was asking no. No.
When did that? How did that transition happen? Even like.
Because this generation got to the point where it's so soft. You don't like criticism. You can't take it. And this is the part that kills me about criticism. That you can't take. How do this generation, they absorb the criticism from people who don't do what they do? But they absorb it and take it in like, oh yeah, I'll work on that. You take criticism from a singer who never danced, an actor who never danced. But when somebody who actually danced and been doing it for years tell you, you like, oh no, he just hating on me. But when the singer tell you the exact same thing the dancer told you, you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. That literally, the TV shows piss me off. Serious, like literally. Because I would love to see a TV show where the dancer judge the singer. Dancer judge actors. You don't have that. you don't have that. But you have them dancing, but they never dance. I would love to see the reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the dancer tell, oh yeah, your pitch is not really on. Yeah. So that's the problem.
That we don't hear constructive criticism from the right group of people.
Right.
I guess, but there are battles nowadays. Usually the judges of a real dance battles.
These are not battles. These are dance competitions. They're not battles.
What's the difference between that? Because people.
Oh, when you're in a battle, you know the difference. Let me help you with a battle. When you're in a battle, the battle will never end until you hear, I respect you. You will win the round. They say, oh, yo, you won this round. This ain't over. That's when you know you're in a battle. Because every time they see you, you're gonna dance against them. It's not a competition, it's a battle. Every time I danced against Wiggles Rocksteady, 4 years. We was in a battle for 4 years. And literally, no matter where I seen him, it was on. And then we started in New York in this club called Kilimanjaro. Dancing, popping. I had to pop. Came out breaking, I had to break. And I was like, okay. They changed the music to like what's called hip hop today. I started dancing what's called hip hop today. And they didn't, I said, hey, you can't do this? You can't dance? And they literally said, you got this one. This ain't over. I seen them. I seen like Fable later in the club. It was on. No questions, no talk. Somebody walks up, on. No matter what song is playing, on. Okay. We go to Japan. It's Elite Force's first show, 1994. In Japan, at Dance the Light. We're in Japan, they in Japan. We don't know they're in Japan. We find out they're in Japan. They come to our show. We putting them on stage. We dance together on stage as United States. We get off the stage. We Elite Force versus Rocksteady. We back to the battle. But on stage we are the world. We were together. But off the stage, back to answering that, we battled. Didn't end there. Went back home. A few months later, in a club called USA. I'm standing in the dark. I had my eyes closed, and all of a sudden, light. And I was like, oh God, not tonight, not tonight, not tonight. As soon as I said night tonight the third time, Wiggles was in my ear. He said, you know it's on tonight. And I was like, whatever. We battled again. It's never over until I hear, I respect you. And then Fable in a club in Japan. Maybe 6 months later, Fable was in the club, and Fable came over and was like, yo, we respect y'all. It was like, yo, we respect you too. That's when it was over. That's when you know when you're in a battle versus a dance competition. Dance competition judges, 1, 2, 3. Battle is it's not about whatever the judge say. It's what we say. It's about respect. We battle for respect. The win meant nothing. You got this one. This ain't over. And it will keep going on until you hear, I respect you. That's the difference. That's why when they're like, yo, you going to this battle? No, you going to this dance competition. You ain't going to a battle.
So there was how did dance competition even come into place?
Dance competitions came into play for me, Japan. Dance Delight. Dance Delight was the first one. They had old school night, and then they had a regular dance competition where it was with choreo, where people actually did solos, and then that turned into 2-on-2. So Japan
had it.
We had like dance competitions here in America, but not as much as Japan.
So it's a way of kind of doing a showcase so that there could be a larger audience.
Yes.
And it's for commercialization. I guess going back to the Elite Force and how did that come into play? Like you said, there was house family for Vogers.
How did
and then how
Elite
did a crew
Force come in?
Yeah.
How did Elite Force become a crew?
Yeah.
God rest the dead. On the set of Michael Jackson's Remember the Time. Elite Force was created on this set, but it came about in the strangest way because it's like literally out of nowhere. So on the set, when I was auditioning because I auditioned, Stretch was assistant choreographer, and we didn't have to audition, but Stretch let us audition and make it on our own. So me and Loose Joint auditioned. When I was there, had the flu. I left New York fine, happy, excited, going to do this Michael Jackson's video, excited, beyond excited. I get there, all of a sudden I'm super sick. Like we were taught, like the flu to the next level. You know, we're supposed to be like this, and I was like this. I had no strength to hold my arms up at first. And I was like, oh God. Loose Joint turned to me, he's like, yo, you're not gonna make it. I was like, I know I'm not, I'm sick. But if you're in Stretch in the video, I made it. My friends in the video, I made it. That's how I took it. And then out of nowhere, John Singleton said, I wanna see why you belong here. I wanna see you solo. I'm tired of seeing just the routine. I wanna see you solo. Show me why you belong in this video. Stretch was walking inside, like on that side like this, and Stretch put up his hand like this. Loose Joint turned to me, he's like, yo, you made it. And I was like, I still gotta dance. He's like, yeah, but save your energy. Save your energy, and then when you get out there, go off. Stretch walking around, he's like go off. So I'm like, and the line was Josie Harris, Travis Payne, Big Leslie Segar, and me. So it's 2 girls, 2 guys, and we're doing a routine. I'm in the back line first. I'm saving my energy. We got a solo. I don't even solo. I wait because I gotta be in the front. So I'm in, and when I get in the front, I literally, when it came time to solo, I do this much better because it's my last chance. I do this much better, but when it came to my solo, I went off. We call blackout. Like you don't even see the people in the room. I literally went off. And then, and John Singleton phone goes, "Zzz," and he slaps the table, bam, and he jumps up and run out the room. And then they was like, all right, stop. When they said stop, I was the only one dancing. And they was like, stop, stop. And I went over and I fell out on the floor. Literally fell down. I was like, and everybody was like, yo, your solo was crazy. Yo, that was crazy. Thank you, thank you. John Singleton came over to me like he was about to give me CPR. Like he's like, that was the most sickest shit I ever seen. You gave me so many ideas. I'm gonna use you and Michael Jackson and dance together. You just blew my mind. You gave me so many ideas. And I was like, yeah. He said, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? I was like, yeah, just a little sick. Well, get better because we got a lot of work. You just blew my fucking mind. And after me, he left. He didn't watch nobody else. And everybody's like, yo, you made it. You in the video. He said he gonna work with you and Michael. And I said, yeah. Yeah, that shit didn't like come, like hit me until later, till Louis Joy said, yo, he's gonna set you up with Mike. Y'all gonna do something together. Whoa, he did say that. Whoa, he said, yeah, you made it. So in the set, Fatima, I think she was a little upset because she wasn't the one to pick me. John Singleton, the director. Give it up for the director. Once again, the director. The director is the one who said him. So and she came in and she was going shirt, skin, shirt, skin, shirt, skin. So she said if you were skin, you was dancing with Michael Jackson, you doing a routine, you're gonna be in the video. If you was shirt, you're gonna be somewhere in the video, like an extra. And she got to me and she's like, skin. And I was like, the fuck is skin? Skin. Give me attitude. What's skin? And the crazy thing is, Fatima, I was teaching her. Yeah, I was her teacher. So I'm like, what the fuck is skin? Whatever. And then she said, if I said you skin, you're dancing in the routine with Michael Jackson. If you're shirt, you're somewhere in the video. And I was like, whoa. Luz, what are you? I'm skin. I was like, okay, cool. Then she put me in the back. I was not in the front. She put me in the back. I'm in the back like, oh fuck no, I don't belong back here. I was like, oh no, I was practicing every night. I don't belong back here. Oh hell no. Luz Shirt was looking back at me like this. I was like, I don't belong back here. Fuck no. And I kept saying, no, I belong up there in the front with the elite. I called the front line the elite. And I was like, I belong up there in the front with the elite. I don't belong back here. So I kept doing things. And every time, you see in the video, we spin, slide, and go like that, right? That was not part of the routine. That was me whenever they said, okay, after this time, y'all can take a break. So we do the routine, and I would turn, slide, and walk off. And Frank Gaston was like, who is snapping? And I was in the back like, raised my hand like, it's me. And he's like, no, it's not bad. It's on time, but I want to see what you're doing that you're snapping in the same spot every time. Come up here. All right, do the routine. And I do it, and I turn, and I slide, and turn my head and go. And he goes to Fatima, you need to add that to the routine. You need to add that to the routine. Yeah? You need to add that. So Stretch said, okay, show everybody what you just did. I did it, and I slid, and everybody's like, ooh. And yeah, everybody, ooh. And then they like, yo, how y'all like it? It's like, yeah, dope. So I did it too. We all did it. Front and grass is like, I told you, Fatima. That shit was perfect. I told you. But where do I gotta go? To the back. I go back to the back again. I'm like, I don't belong back here. I belong to the front. Ah, shit. Then we're doing this. You see when we do this part in the video, we roll and we do like this. You see that? Fatima put something in there where we supposed to do some shit like this, and our head supposed to go up, but the timing was not syncing with the music. It was like we were rushing to get to this timing, and I was like, ugh. So I went to the side. I went over to the sideline, and I was like, let me get this. It's not flowing. So I'm like, I gotta work on it. So, and Fatima goes, Link, it goes like that. Fatima, it's not that, that's not the problem. I'm trying to work out the mechanics. It's not syncing up to me. I'll get it, don't worry, I'll get it. I just gotta get it, I'll get it. So she walk away again. She's about to come again, and Stretch see her, and Stretch come, and whoop, and take her away. And I was like, I gotta get it. She comes over again, and she's like, Link, the fucking move goes like, and if you're not my mother, you're not my father, you're not my auntie, uncles, there's no way I'm allowing you to curse at me. So she's like, Link, the fucking move. I was like, Fatima. She's like, if the move fucking go, I was like, Fatima, this unicorn shit is whack. I literally let it out in front of the entire room. This unicorn shit is fucking whack. This is terrible. This is the worst move ever. It shit don't sync up. It's really terrible. Everybody in here thinks it's whack, but they scared to tell you because they don't want to lose this job. But this unicorn shit is whack. Stretch goes over here, hey, calm down. Everybody's like this. Holy shit. And Stretch come over, he's like, yo, what do you think we should do? Frank Gaston say, yeah, let's see what you can do. Come to the front and I say, wouldn't it be easier if we rolled like this, and clap and then and sliding. And Frank Gaston goes, Fatima, you need to add that. And I can say, okay, all right. She's like, okay, all right. Link, show everybody. And I showed everybody, and everybody's like, yeah, this works for me. This is on time. I said, okay. And then I started to walk back to the back again. I was like, back to the back. And when I started to walk back to the back, Frank Gaston, he goes, hey, where you going? I said, yeah, back to my spot. It's back there. He's like, Stretch, isn't that your brother, your crewmate? He said, yeah. Why he back there? Why is he back there? And Stretch goes, she put him back there. Fatima, why you put him back there? Can I? Yeah, what you want to do? You go back there. You stay here. And I go to the front and I goes, I'm back in the elite. I'm back in the elite. This joint goes, welcome back. I was like, yeah, because I didn't belong back there. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna stay here. I'm here. So after this, you remember that's just the first word, elite. Everything we did, we said we was the elite. We always strive to be the front part of the video, the main front of the video. So we called ourselves the elite. We was always in the front. I go back to New York. My old agency calls me and they say, could you come to the agency? There's a lady want to meet you. And I was like, okay, sure. I go there and I meet this lady. Her name is Yasuko Ito. And she says, I went everywhere looking for you. I said, I did something? She said, no. They want you to come to Japan. Japan? Yeah, you're so famous in Japan. Japan? And she said, yeah. I said, they dance in Japan? And she said, yeah, you're so famous. There's so many dancers would love to meet you. in Japan? She said, yeah. They dance in Japan? She said, yeah, what you know Japan for? I said, Godzilla and Ninja. I didn't know they dance in Japan. I only know like God monster movies and ninja movies. They dance in Japan? Said, yeah, they would love for you to come to Japan. Would you want to go to Japan? No. I said, no. Why? They don't speak English. I watched Godzilla. They don't speak English. She said, and by myself? No. Okay, if you go, who would you bring? I said, oh, two of my friends, Stretch and Loose Joint, two of my friends. And she said, okay, hold on. So she picked up the phone. This is the first time I'm hearing Japanese live. So she picked up the phone and goes, Moshi Moshi, Machine Hara-san, hi. And I'm like, did she just call Japan? He's like, yeah, hi, hi, hi. Chotomate. Hi. What's the name of your crew? We don't have a name. I just picked Stretch and Loose Joint. We don't have no name. And I'm like, Elite Force. I literally just said Elite Force. And she said, oh, okay. Hi, name wa Elite Force. Me, I'm like, excuse me. And she said, chotomate. Yes, what? No, it's Elite Force. She said, yeah, I know. Okay. Hi, yeah, name Elite Force. Me. Excuse me. No, it's Elite Force. Yes, you said Elite Force. And I said, yeah, but you keep saying Elite Force. And she said, no, that's how we say it in Japanese. And I said, okay. And instantly I go, they're going to fuck our names up. She said, yeah, that's how we say it in Japanese. And I said, okay, cool. So I said, she said, yeah, so you will go with your two friends? I said, yeah. She told, and then she come back to me. She said, yeah, they said it's okay. And I said, really? Yeah, you guys going to go as Elite Force. And I said, you have to come to my house tomorrow to take a picture. And I was like, okay. Now I got to convince Stretch and Loose Joint that our name is Elite Force. I called Stretch and I said, yo, we going to Japan. Fuck out of here. I said, no, I'm serious. I just met this Japanese lady and we're going to go to Japan to do a dance show and to judge a dance competition. You fucking liar. And I was like, I'm dead serious. We're going to Japan. We got to meet this lady tomorrow at her house to take pictures. Be at this address. You lying, Stretch, just be at this address. And I hang up and I call him back and I said, yo, no, I'll tell you tomorrow. So when we meet up, I tell Loose Joint to meet us there. When we meet up, he's like, yo, you serious? I said, I'm dead serious. We have to meet her. She's coming downstairs. She's going to take pictures of us. We're going to Japan to do a dance show and a dance competition. You serious? I was like, I'm dead serious. So, but I have one problem. He said, what's the problem? She asked for our crew name. What did you say? And I said, I told her the crew name is Elite Force. No, that's not bad. Good, that's not bad. And I said, yeah, because we didn't have a name, so I just told her Elite Force. And she said, no, it's not bad, it's good. Loose Joint came, I said, yo, we're going to Japan, but our crew name is Elite Force. It's strong, it's not bad, it's good. And I was like, yeah, so that's how our name became Elite Force. We didn't have a name. I just randomly picked a name because she said they want to bring us. Literally. Out the blue.
But what about Mop Top? Or let's
Mop Top is a different story.
Okay.
Mop Top comes from me and Khalif joined Stretch's crew in '89. Stretch had a rap crew called Wise Guys. So they added me and Khalif. There was already signed to the record label, but they wanted me and Khalif to be a part of it. So they added me and Khalif to this rap group, Wise Guys. The Wise Guys break up, but me, Khalif, and Stretch stay together. So we form another crew, and there's an acronym, and Stretch comes up with it. I think Stretch or his father, they came up with this. Mop Top does it. Before we all had dreads, so everybody thought Mop Top meant our dreads. And at the time, I didn't have dreads, so I had a flat top. So they thought I was flat top, and they was Mop Top because they had the dreads. And people was like, nah, yeah, you could keep it. You could be flat top. I was like, give me no fucking flat top. Right now, at this point, my name is still Henry. There's no link. This Mop Top and Wise Guys is where link comes from.
Oh.
So, and I was like, be no fucking flat top. You didn't call me no flat top. They're like, no. And then when Stretch breaks it down to us what Mop Top means, he's like, well, so what's Mop Top? And he's like, Mop Top is actually meaning. Every letter means something. So Mop Top means motivated on precision toward outstanding performance. That's what Mop Top means. Everybody just think it's just Mop Top. No, that Mop Top actually has a meaning. So we was always trying to do the best performance, always moving towards that way. So that's what it means. Now, when we up in the Bronx, we're up in the Bronx at Ill, one of the rappers named Ill, his girlfriend's house as Wise Guys. Stretch's father say, hey, you guys sit down. And this is the time I'm hearing Stretch's first name is Junior. So I'm like, you guys sit down. Junior, you and that boy right there, you guys dance together. So we dance and do the routine together. And Stretch's father says, out of nowhere, he goes, God damn it, that's the link I was looking for. And everybody turned and said, that's your name. Everybody, we calling you Link from now on. So my name comes from Stretch's father yelling out, God damn it, that's the link I was looking for. When he saw me and Stretch dance together. And from that day, from 89, 90, I was called Link from Stretch's father. That's where my name comes from. And Stretch was always called Stretch. And when he became Buddhist Stretch, it's because of Khalif. Because Stretch was always practicing Buddhism and reading and chanting, and Stretch, and Khalif was like, yo, you're not Stretch anymore. You Buddhist Stretch. and that's where it became Buddhist Stretch. And you notice almost everybody has two names. Brooklyn Terry, and Elite Force Brooklyn Terry, Ejo 12, Bobby Mileage. Everybody had two names. At this time, I'm only Link. When I turned back to Henry Link, it's because of Japan. Japan thought Link and Henry was two different people. Literally talking to a dancer, a Japanese dancer, and he's like, oh my God. He's like, oh my God, man, you and Henny-san dance together? Whoa, amazing. If I see you guys dance together, oh my God, it'd be amazing. And I'm looking at him like this. And I'm working with this Japanese artist called TRF. And the artist, Sam, he's looking at him like, what? Baka. and he hits him on his head like, stupid, Baka. And I was like, is he serious? He's like, and Sam is like, he's Henny-san. Link is Henny-san. No, I know Henny-san. I'm like, what? No, I know Henny-san. You good, but Henny-san more better. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. One day I'll be good as Henny-san. He said, yeah, you practice more, you be good. And I'm like, okay. So another city, another dancer thinks Henry and Link is two different people. And I'm like, are they serious? So I started doing interviews in Japan and telling them, hey, Henry and Link is the same person. Henry is my real name. Link is my street name, dance name. We're the same person. And from that interview, I start saying, hello, everybody, welcome. I'm Henry Link. That's how I got both names back. Because Japan thought I was two different people. And people was like, no, you should do the show and get paid twice. Go out and do a solo as Link and then go change clothes and come back as Henry. I was like,
That's
I
hilarious.
can't believe this. Yeah. I had to start doing interviews and saying, hello, everybody, I'm Henry Link. Yeah.
Wow. But I guess going back to the crew, like, are you guys the first hip hop crews like
No.
ever, or
No.
how did the crew even?
No, we're
start?
not the first. I had, God rest his dead, I had this argument with Shabadoo. When Shabadoo wrote me, it's like, guess what, Link EFC? Since the Lockers are part of hip hop, you guys are now no longer the first hip hop crew. And I was like, wow. And I wrote him back, wow, that's interesting. You guys are Lockers. You will never be hip hop. You predates hip hop. You born before hip hop. You will never be hip hop. And we was never the first crew. Elite Force is not the first hip hop crew. We will never be. And everybody's like, wow, whoa. So if Elite Force is not the first crew, who's the first crew? And I said, as far as I know, Kool Herc and the Herculoids. They were breaking crew. Then you got Rocksteady. Then you got Magnificent Force. Then you got Dynamic Breakers. You got all these crews before us. We will never be the first crew. Never. So I don't know what people think we're the first hip hop crew. No, we're not. Even after the word hip hop changed from jam to hip hop, we still not the first crew. You had IOU dancers, JAC dancers. These was crews. IOU, JAC, which Stretch was part of. And then you had other crews. We still ain't the first crew. And they tell people we're not the first crew.
So a crew in dance scene is more like
We became one of the biggest, but we're not the first.
okay. So how did, like, because to us you're all friends. You're all the same group of people just who love to dance and who kind of danced all together. Like, but you have so many. It's like the 6 people have 12 group chats almost. Like, why does their combination of like you decided these 3 people should be one crew and like there's overlap and then the other people should be a different crew.
No, that's a different story. That happened because this happened how like in Mop Top family, you have Elite Force, you have Dance Fusion, you have Misfits, you have all these crews in Mop Top family because we always hung out with each other. And as we said, family. We date that far back from being around with each other and hanging out with each other, eating with each other, being together with each other. Now, Elite Force in that Mop Top family, Elite Force still wouldn't be the first crew. Mop Top would be actually the first crew because we was the rap crew. We would be the first crew. And we literally, how we decided that you're going to be hip hop, you're going to be house. We never decided who's going to be what. Just that the fact that these people migrated more towards house, and these people, we migrated more towards hip hop, where me and Stretch migrated towards everything. So that's how it happened. So when it came to more hip hop jobs, with me and Stretch, when it came to more house jobs, it was Khalif and all of them, because we was already doing hip hop jobs. So if somebody came to me, I'm doing a job for Sierra, which I never did. Don't look it up. So if I'm doing a job for Sierra, and somebody come to me with another job, I wouldn't take the job. I would pass the job to somebody else. We was known to do that. We'll pass the job to somebody else. Why take two jobs when you got your friends who can take the job and do the job? So that's how we always shared everything with each other. When there was an audition, yo, there's an audition. Yo, call such and there's an audition. Yo, call some. We was never scared or afraid to go against each other at the audition to get the audition. We told everybody, come, there's an audition. If you made it, yo, you got this one. I get the next one. Yeah. But today you don't have that problem. Today you have a bigger problem. Today y'all scared to do that with each other. Tell the next person there's an audition. That's why y'all have agencies.
Yeah. I guess aside from these type of institutional struggles, what other struggles have you had with dance? Like
I never had a struggle.
for real?
For real.
You always like your relationship with dance has always been good. There has never been a time when you
I never had this struggle. I never had this time where I hated dance or dance was difficult or I'm having a hard. Never had this struggle.
What about injuries? You never had like
I have one injury in my knee. When I was dancing on stage with Mariah, we had the spinning lights and the light spin and knocked my knee out of socket. That was the injury. So this injury for years started messing with my hip here. But other than that, no.
How did you deal with that injury? Like when you still have to work and
I dealt with that injury by wearing a brace and sitting my ass down.
so you kind of paused for
No, I didn't pause. I didn't pause dancing. I just sat my ass down. You don't actually have to stand up to dance. See, there's a difference where people who love dance versus people who's trying to make dance better for them. It's a difference. I don't need to stand to dance. I can sit down right here and dance and feel like I ran a marathon. And I don't need to actually physically get up and dance. And how I learned this was being in a club with people in a wheelchair. Watching them enjoy it more than people who actually can dance. And I watched that and it inspired me. Like, I don't need to stand and dance. I can sit down and enjoy it just as much as somebody's standing. So, yeah. So I never had this problem.
wow. I guess to kind of close this up so that people can ask questions
Okay.
is that if you were to give like any advice to your younger self or for people who just started out or who are beginners, like what would that be?
If I give advice to my younger self, don't change nothing. That's my advice to my younger self. Don't change nothing. Let history take its course. For the dancers today, get out of your way. Notice I didn't say get out of someone else's way. Get out of your way. Look in the mirror and talk to yourself and ask yourself, why do I do this? Why do I want to dance? What's your point? What's your point and what's your purpose for doing what you want to do? And this, I'm gonna tell you, this is my answer. If it's not for yourself, you're not gonna survive.
That's great. I'm gonna open the floor to you all,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I have
sure.
one more question that I really
Oh,
wanted to ask.
please.
That's not really related. I think your musicality is really. How did you get that? Like, how did you like figure out musicality? I guess for your dance.
I figured it out by being around musicians. I was always, when we was on a tour with Mariah, when we have the band would warm up, I would be on the stage with the band and watching the band play and listening to them and learning things from them. And then I watched them play so much. The way they hit the instrument, the way they approached the instrument, the way they played, showed me musicality. It's about the texture. Because I watch the drummer, sometimes he's like, pow, like, hit it hard and you hear a different sound. And then sometimes when you see him here, you go like, and you see his head goes up and hit this up, pop, and it goes up. It's not the same sound. Oh, so hit the sound like that. Oh, okay. He did this to make that sound. He tapped it and went off it to make the sound. He didn't cut and stay there and stick it. So I started to watch all of this and watch how they play the piano. When they play dun, 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 ding, 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 I watch their fingers move across the piano. I watched all of this. It's literally like, you know, when like somebody like a lion watching their prey before they're going to eat them. They watch them and literally deep and zoom it. That's literally what I did. I literally dissected exactly everything they was doing, how they was playing. Watched the bass player play. I was like, he never moves no more than this. And oh, that feeling, that groove. So that's how I figured it out.
Oh, I see. So the texture of the instrument, like they moved in a certain way to make that texture, so
Yes.
you incorporate that into your dance.
Yes.
Wow, that's so good. Okay, other people, I'm sorry I've taken too
No,
long.
it's okay.
The basic question was like when you traveled internationally, like
Yeah.
what inspired you the most that maybe you didn't see in America?
Oh, what inspired me the most is either in Japan or China. When I actually, and they can tell you, especially in China, I actually go outside and I search for the grandma and grandpa dancing on the street. I literally search for them to go dance with them. Because they dancing with something that a lot of people don't know. When you want to get better, go find older people. No, I'm dead serious. Go find some old people, because they're not dancing with the attitude of trying to be best or trying to be great. They dancing with the attitude of, I just want to enjoy the time with you. And so I go out and I literally dance with the older people. I watch them and watch them from the sideline and start dancing with them, and they look and they like, and I think, oh, thank you. And then before, like in what's this, Tianjin,
Tianjin.
yeah, Tianjin, the old women called me over, and I went over and I started dancing. Then it's like, and I started picking up with them and started doing everything. It was like, and people start looking at me like, are you serious? Yeah, I actually enjoy this. That's what I literally do. I go and find, like, when I go to other countries, I want to see your cultural dance. I don't want to see your hip hop. Because I came here to learn. I want to see your culture dance. I want to see your dance, your actual dance from your culture. Yeah. Yeah, no problem.
Anyone else?
Talking about the same topic, I actually saw one of the interviews that you've done.
And y'all gonna have to talk up because we in this place.
Yes. So there was one of the interview that you had in the past
Yeah.
where you talk about if you are not from America and we need to bring something from our culture into the dance.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that for a long time because, for example, I'm from China and I was from China, and then we didn't even have a dance culture, like free dance culture, and my family was barely allow me to dance in the house. But naturally, I listen to the music and it brings me to the grooves and everything. That's why I'm still doing it. So I think I'm just confused, like, how can I bring my my story and my history and my culture into the dance? Because right now I'm just learning from you, learning from all of the OGs and picking up pieces by pieces.
Okay.
And we talked about this before. You also mentioned that I'm not dancing for myself.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm still confused by that thing, and I want some advice and some inputs.
It's simple. My advice to you is literally, if you know the dances from your culture, from in China, you know the dances, put on your favorite music that you like from the other culture. And just do it to that. First do it as your culture dance. And then second time you do it, second or third time you do it, add the foundation of the new culture to your dance.
My dance.
Your cultural dance from home. Add the foundation to that dance. Because I actually, since you were in my class many times, I actually put a Chinese dance step inside the routine.
Really?
Really. And really. And a lot of people didn't even know it was a Chinese. I even done it in China, and they didn't know it was a Chinese dance until I done it to the Chinese music. I will show you right now if you want. Yeah, for sure.
Lit.
So in China, I need to move here. In China, I learned this from the old people on the street, the old women on the street in China. I learned they was doing something,
Oh my god.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah? She looks surprised like, yeah. So when I'm dancing hip hop, boom, da da do, da 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 do, da da do, da da. I added the rock and the bounce to the same step. And I started doing it, and I showed them in China, and I was like, why is it? And I asked them, why is it that I know this better than you? No, Link, it's a hip hop step. And I said, no, this is not a hip hop step. I literally learned this last night. Why I know it better than you. Link, it's what's the name? But you know who knew it? Was the older people, the parents, the grandmas, and then the parents in the room watching. They was like, shocked. And then when the girls started telling them in Chinese, and they was outside the room, they was clapping. They was like, really? This is China? I said, yeah. And I did it in the Chinese way to Jay Chow song. And I did it to Jay Chow. And they was like, and I said, yeah. Notice I put a hip hop foundation on top of your move. From here, y'all coach you dance, and you didn't even notice it. You thought it was American hip hop step. That's how you add your culture. You add a foundation of some other culture to your culture. Yeah, then you don't become limited with steps. You don't only try to mimic the culture you're learning. You bring it in your culture as well. Yeah.
How do names come about for like stage names? Like yours is Link. Is there like anything that people can do for like more self-proclaimed names, like, oh, I shall call myself this, or is it more organic?
No, this is a big thing. This is a good thing. How do people get their names? Now, a lot of people pick their names. A lot of people pick their own name, but it never stick. Never stick. Most of the time, your name don't come from you. It comes from somebody else watching you and being around you a lot. And it's something you do that makes them say, they call you this name. So your best name you can ever get is from someone else, not from yourself. From what someone else was calling you. Like when I got Link, my name Link, I didn't get it from me. I got it from Stretch's father. Stretch didn't get Buddha Stretch from Stretch. He didn't even get Stretch from Stretch. Somebody else called him Stretch.
Why is he called Stretch?
Another dancer called him Stretch because he said the way he reaches out and do his movement, it looked like he's stretching. So that's how Stretch got his name, Stretch. Our names never come from us. It came from somebody else giving us his name. Like we got, there's a guy in Dance Fusion. His name is Witchaway Sha. We called him Witchaway for a reason. Because whenever he danced, we don't know which way he's going. So we start calling him Witchaway. Man, when you do that, you don't know which way you're gonna go. So we started calling him Witchaway Sha. And so since we have two Shannon, they both named was Shannon. Shannon Selby and Shannon Witchaway Sha. So everybody get the distinctive which one is different. Shannon Selby became Shaness, short Shaness. And Witchaway Sha, no longer Shannon, Witchaway Sha. So your name don't really come from you. It comes from somebody else being around you long enough and call you something constantly like, yeah, no, you such and such. And that's how you get your name. But you could pick your name, but it really won't stick.
Can I ask another question? With respect to battles, what are call-outs?
Ooh. Call out is a battle. Call out starts the battle. But if y'all not battling for respect, because when you calling somebody out, you're calling them out for that respect. You didn't like what they did or like the way they judged you, so you calling them out to get that respect. So it's all depending on Is the call out just happening, that battle just happening for that moment? Did y'all, after that, you just say, yo, my bad, I respect you. If that didn't happen, y'all supposed to be still battling. Or you just wasted the time calling out somebody out just for popularity. Call out starts that respect, that real battle. When you call somebody out, that's a real battle. There's no judge. That's between you and that person.
So does that mean call out start from like having beef with someone, or does call out mean like
No.
I think you're good, but I want to prove that I'm as good?
No, if you say if you don't agree with the judge, and you call the judge out, don't call the judge out during the battle. Call him out after. Because if you call him out during the battle, like during the whole event in the battle, it doesn't make you look good. It makes you look bad. So a loser. Call him out after that, or before you call him out, speak with him first. Talk with him. Ask why. If they don't have an answer, then you call them out. Then you call them out.
And how do you determine who wins or not? Because I have seen those videos, but I saw they post like 5-0 or something, but there's literally no judge, and I don't see like either dancers are like agree or reach as an agreement, like you won or I won. But how does that come? Like how
What?
does the result come out?
For the result for the battle, the
call
competition?
out.
Huh?
The call out.
No, the result is not about the people. When you
It's
call
just
somebody out,
resolving the-
it's about you and that person. When you call somebody out and you worrying about everybody else giving you the answer, then you called them out for the wrong reason. The call out is about you and that person. You didn't call out everybody in the room. You called out this one person. So you can't make your answer depend on everybody in the room. It's about you and that person.
So if I call you out and I agree that you won, and that's like we reach a settlement.
But if you call me out, it's not about winning.
yeah,
Call out is not about winning.
yeah.
You calling me out because you feel I didn't respect your round and the way I judged you. So when you call me out, it's to gain that respect. For me to say, yes, I do respect you. It was just my opinion. You calling me out for a different reason. You're not calling me out to win. You're not calling me out to win the battle. No, because I'm gonna be honest with you. If you call me out, be ready. Be ready. Literally. I'm not the same person. Be ready. Because I might embarrass you without even dancing. And I tell you, I call you, you call me out, I'll let you dance. And I just look at you like this. And when you finish, you won. I won't even dance. I let you win. You won. Because you're not calling me out for respect. You're calling me out to prove that you think you could beat me. That's you won. Showing you that I'm able to take a L is bigger than you taking a win. This L means nothing to me. The respect means more. So if I got to take an L to gain your respect, you won. I always say yeah, he won. You won. You know how bigger you lose? Because I feel like it wasn't worth it. She's like, oh
Did
my
any
God.
younger generation ever called you out? I know in the old days.
It happened. It's on you. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's on
This
YouTube.
video.
Yeah. I was doing an event in Canada called, I forgot what the name, the organizer name is Jojo Dancer. I was doing his event in Canada, and these two dancers called me out. Now, mind you, it's 3 judges. It's me, Waukesha, and Brian Puspos. We're judging. They called me out, only because I'm the hip hop judge. So they called me out. She's a whacker, but she does hip hop too. He's a choreo dancer. So he's known for choreo. but they call me out because I'm the hip hop judge. So I hear it, and I hear them say, "Yo, I'm gonna call him out," and I was like, I just smiled like, and the MC goes, "What? What you say?" "Yeah, we're gonna call Link. Yo, we want to call Link out." "Huh? Are you serious?" "Guys, you can't be serious." I hear everything, and I was like, and they say, "What?" And I said, hey, what they say? What they talking about?" He said, "Link, they want to call you out." Okay. Me saying okay was already the fear that scared them, because they thought I was gonna be like, nah, I don't do the call. Okay. Even the host was like shocked, like. And he said, "Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is where keeping it real goes for everybody." So, and then Waukesha and Brian is like, "Yo, Link, what happened?" "Oh, these two guys, they want to call me out." And the girl was like, "I want to call you out. And these two guys, they just lost." And I said, "Okay." And he's like, I grabbed the mic. I said, "Give me the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a little problem, but I have to solve this really fast. It's going to take me no longer than 2 minutes, but we're going to solve this really fast." And give him the mic. And he's like, and I get up and I walk to the dance floor. And then when I walk to the dance floor, I just stare at them. Literally, they come over. This is literally on YouTube. They literally come over to me and goes, "Link, don't be so serious." "Link, don't be so serious." And I was like, okay. And then he goes back. Another one comes and says, "Yo, Link, we're not serious. We just wanted to dance with you. Don't take this so real." And I was like, "No problem, go ahead." And I go, "No problem, go ahead." They go back. And the MC goes, "Okay, since you guys call out Link, you got to dance first." And I says, "No, I dance first." Why? I set the bar. I set the level. I'd come out and I dance, no hands. I literally keep my hands in my pocket the entire time, and I'm dancing with my hands in. You have to dance like this now, because it's harder to dance with your hands in your pocket. Yeah, you should try this when you practice it. It's harder to dance with your hands in your pocket because your balance. I was doing low moves, everything, with my hands in the pocket. And the MC goes, "Oh my God, with his fucking hands in his pocket. Oh my God." And then they got to try it. They was falling. I said, "You're not ready." And then I did it next round. I heard a song that I never heard. First time hearing it, it was a Beat Slayer song. And the first time I hear it, you see my reaction like, "Oh, this shit, I forget about them. This shit is fire." And I start dancing till like going off. And they get so upset. They, "Shit," like so upset because I start going off. I literally start going. I dance so hard that I make them do what I do. And I go, "Come on, follow me." And you follow me. And everybody goes, "Oh my God, did I just watch this? Did this just happen?" And then I come back and Brian Puspos goes, "This is fucking just happened." How you battle somebody and teach them at the same time? Yeah. So, no, I've been called out before. That wasn't the first time, that was the second time. Both my calls out are on YouTube.
I'm gonna search for it.
Anyone else?
I have a question. I have a question for you that when you, like in your earlier stage of dancing, when you were like a young dancer like us, what do you think is the most important thing that helps you to grow?
The most important thing that helps you to grow is confidence. And it's not confidence about the dance. It's confidence about yourself. How you feel about yourself. Is that confidence? It is not about it's not actually the movement. It's not about learning how, you could learn 1 billion steps and still have no confidence. It's not about that. It's learning your confidence. Like I told you earlier, look in the mirror and ask yourself, why I dance? What's the reason for you dancing? Why I dance? Not why they dance, why she dance, why I dance. And then ask yourself, if everything's taken away, will I still dance? That's the biggest thing. You have to build your confidence. You have to build your confidence. I'm not talking about your confidence with everybody liking you. No, your confidence. Yeah. Because it's like I was on a plane and had the music in my head. I'm dancing. I'm putting the luggage away. Boom, getting the chair. And I'm dancing. And the man tapped me on the shoulder and he said, "You think that's good?" What? What you doing? Oh yeah, definitely. It's like, but I don't think you dance very good. Oh, thank you. And he tapped me again. I was like, oh God. Yes? He's like, yeah, but it wasn't a compliment. I said, no, it was. Actually, it was. Thank you. Yes? He's like, why do you think it's a compliment? It wasn't a compliment. Why do you think it's a compliment? I said, yeah, it was. You took time out of your boring life to tell me something about my dance. Thank you. I wasn't dancing for him. Wasn't dancing with nobody on the plane. It was about me and the music. That's it. Build your confidence. That's it.
When you were a judge, judging the competitions, what are you actually looking for, or like what's the criteria, I guess?
Oh, when I'm a judge, I'm looking for a few things. Are you battling? Are you in the battle? I'm looking for that.
What does that mean? Like, am I aggressive or am I?
No. Meaning, when you're in a battle, are you in the battle? Is your focus in the battle? Are you in the battle when I say that? You meaning, are you watching your opponent? Are you taking in, not just, when I say your opponent, I'm not just talking about the person in front of you. I'm talking about the people that went before you. Are you watching your opponents? Are you really into this battle? Are you really there? Or you just entered a round? And then when I'm judging you, I'm also looking for, are you creative? How creative are you? Then I'm looking for how well you're into the music, not your musicality. Because a lot of people you think got musicality, they got music memory. It's a totally different thing. So, are you really into this music? How are you really into it? Are you feeling what you're dancing to? So I'm looking for that. Then I'm looking for my main things. Questions, answers. If they went first, are you answering all their questions? And that's a big thing when you battle. A lot of you don't know that. It's a big thing when you battle. When you go against somebody, it's a big thing. Are you answering these questions? They ask you a lot of questions. Are you answering the question? So if they went to the floor, that's a question. Do you got floor moves? If they do something mid-range, do you got mid-range? Do you have waves? They're asking you questions. That's when we say dance is a conversation. So are you really watching it? Are you taking in what's going on? So if they're doing these things, they're asking you these questions. Do you have that? Do you have an old man? Do you have a glide? They're asking you, when they do this, they're asking you, do you have that? So questions, answers is the things I'm looking for.
So you're saying like you should answer, basically do what they do but better. That's like a way
No,
to.
it's not do what they do, but better. Do what they do, but do it in your way. Yeah. They went to the floor, you don't got to do the same move the way they went to the floor. but you got to do something on the floor. You don't have to try to outdo their floor move. No, you have to do a floor move. Whenever you try to outdo somebody's move, you end up losing because you're thinking of how to outdo the move. You're not feeling what you're doing. Your thought process took over. You're thinking. No, do it your move. Do your floor move, the way you hit the floor. Do your turn the way you turn. You don't have to do the same turn they did. Somebody do 6 or 7 pirouettes. Wow. Congratulations. I go out and do 1 pirouette. I answered you. I don't have to do 7 to answer you. Or you did 6, I'm gonna do 7. No, I do 1. I answered your question. I have pirouette. That's what his question answered. When I battled Rocksteady at the time, I believe Kim Swift came out first. Started breaking. Did 6-step. He did 6-step in a backspin. So, oh wow, okay. And at the time, I'm like, wow, why is he doing this old stuff? This is played out. And everybody's like, what you gonna do? You gotta answer him. I'm like, sure. So when he came out, walked in a circle, went down, did 6-step, and did a backspin. And I said, okay. And he was like, yo, what you gonna do? I walked in a circle, went down, did 6-step, not a full 6-step, did a 6-step to a swipe, and then after that, did hand glides, and came up and looked at him. I answered him. I didn't have to do backspins to answer him. I didn't have to do a full 6-step to answer him. I went to the ground. I did a power move. I answered him. I have this style. I have flow move. Then Fable came out. We started popping. Bam, 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 bam. I was like, okay. I looked at him and I was like, okay. They was like, whoa. Everybody's like, whoa. You gonna answer that? And the DJ at the time named Clark Kent, God rest his day, Clark Kent looked at me and was like, walked out, bam, 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 bam. And they was like, what, this fucker pop too? I pop. Wiggles came out, threw a wave. Wow, and do it really hard, like aggressive. I caught the wave, looked at him, I caught the wave, he was like, he threw it back soft. Like, calm down. Then it came out again. I said, okay. Waving and watching them wave. Okay, down. Your wave went down. Okay, came back up. Yeah, okay. Okay. He threw the wave back. I said, okay. The DJ started scratching. I grabbed the wave, raised it down and brought it back up and started following the DJ scratch and start ticking with the wave. Like following the scratch. And following the scratch of the scratching. And then I threw the wave up in the air and he was about to move and I said, and I just started rocking like this. And everybody's like, what you doing? And then when I went again, I said, ew. When the DJs touch the turntable and stop it, it goes, ew. So I said, ew. And then threw it back. And everybody's like, whoa. And his eyes got big, like, how the fuck did you know that? His eyes got big. Even Clark was like, what? And his eyes got big. And I turned around, I looked at the crowd, and the crowd was like, I was like trying to figure out who these guys was. At the time, I know of Rocksteady, but I never met Rocksteady in person. So what you look like on TV is not what you look like in person. So I was like, who the fuck is these guys? And I see everybody's eyes get big. And when they got eyes get big, I was like, okay, who the fuck is this guy? I turned back around and they all turned around and was going like this. And I'm reading the jacket and I'm like, oh fuck. RSC. This is fucking Rocksteady crew. Then it dawned on me who these, I'm like, holy shit, I'm in trouble. Oh fuck, I'm in trouble. That's what's inside is saying. Outside is saying, so? I'm like, so? Whatever, so what? What? And I'm like, that's fucking Wiggles. Please don't touch. I literally said, please don't touch. And right after I said, please don't tut, he came back out. He said, wham, and started tutting. I don't have a tut. I have a tuh. My other T never showed up. I just have a TU. I have a two. That's literally that's it. So, and he started tutting. I was like, oh, I'm fucking dead. So I gotta answer him tutting. I come out, I start tutting. Everybody's like, whoa, whoa. I do a tut move and I get stuck in the tut. Don't know how to get out of it. He's like, I was like, yeah, I don't have tut, whatever. Yeah. But I answered. Not the greatest answer, but I answered. And he's like, and I was like, yeah, whatever, I ain't got tut. The DJ changed the song. Like I told you earlier, they changed the music. So now we got to dance hip hop, and I'm doing a Running Man, I'm doing all this other hip hop stuff, and they not dancing. I was like, what? Oh, y'all can't dance? Y'all don't know how to do this? Y'all ain't got none of this? Oh shit, y'all in trouble. I'm talking shit now. Yeah, that's when they walked over to me. Everybody in my ear, you got this one. This ain't over. This ain't over. This ain't over. So that's what I'm looking for, questions, answers. You gotta answer the questions. When people do, that's the conversation. When people throw things at you, they ask in your conversation. So the best way for you guys to understand this, what I'm saying, there's a movie. And it's not Breaking, it's not B Street, not none of these. The movie is called Taps with Gregory Hines. Look up Challenge, the dancing challenge. It's from the movie Taps. When he says, Gregory Hines says to Sammy Davis Jr., you know, you guys was good in your days, but you guys don't got no legs today. He said, and Sammy Davis Jr. said, what? Oh, you challenged me? He said, I ain't challenged nobody. No, yes you did. When you tell them they don't have this, they don't have, you challenged them. So he said, oh no, you challenged, yes you did. And he calls outside to all the other tap dancers. All this room is full of famous tap dancers. Challenge! Everybody's walking super slow. When he says challenge, everybody start running. They all run upstairs and they all challenge one person, Gregory Hines. And then you see Gregory Hines and Sammy Davis Jr. tap together. But you see Sammy Davis Jr. do something and Gregory Hines answers him. Then he does something else, he answers him. That's how questions, answers. So this scene, you will learn what I'm talking about, questions, answers.
But you also talked about like musicality and music memory. That's different.
Okay.
Can you elaborate on that? Because I know people like study music and they memorize the song like that.
That's music memory. When you study the song and you memorize the song and you memorize the sounds, you memorize everything that's music memory. That's not musicality. It's not. Musicality is like in two parts. Musicality is first is like you become the music. So if you hear this sound, way you moving matches that sound. It makes that sound come to life. Like you'll hear like a string or a soft piano sound, and you'll see people move real hard to that sound, and you're like, I'm not dancing to this song.
Yeah.
That sound is not a hard sound. So why are you dancing? Why are you moving so much power? And there's not that power in that sound. So that's when you know the difference between somebody doing musicality and music memory. When you watch them, they hitting every sound exactly the same. They're not, that's music memory, it's not musicality. Because every sound is different. So if you're doing musicality, the way you dance, your flow should constantly change. Something should be soft, something should be hard. Like I told y'all yesterday, when we did the On Jackie part, is boom, boom. You hear it in the music, boom, boom, and then we went back to soft. Because the sound went back to soft. We went to something soft. You change. The texture of your movement changes. That's musicality. But when you're doing everything and it's literally matching out literally to every sound in the song and it's actually, that's music, that's memory. Because then if your musicality is that great, I could change the song to something you don't know. Let me see you do your musicality now.
Yeah, that part, like, I guess sometimes people do things and it matches the perfect music perfectly. Like how can you anticipate that like in
That's
music?
where your musicality comes in play. Because if you don't know the song, you have to really feel it and get into it, because you don't know when it's going to stop, you don't know when it's going to break down, you don't know when another sound is going to come. You don't know the song. So that's when you really have to get into that whole musicality. You can't do music memory right now. And that's another place, like another, I'll show you, wait. Da da da, da da da, da 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 da, da da da, da 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 da. You hear that? So you know the song, right? You hear it? So, musicality. Part two, when you don't know the song. You hear this beat, right? And the beat you hear, right? Watch this. That's musicality.
You're basically freestyle drumming, like freestyle your own rhythm
Exactly.
in the
You're
song.
making a rhythm on top of the rhythm when you don't know the song. That's when your musicality comes into play. You become a musician while you're dancing. If you watch musicians come together and start to play together, they don't know each other.
Yeah.
They hear and they find a place where they can fit in without destroying what's playing. Did I destroy that song? No. I blended in with the song. So if I was dancing to the beat that you heard me dancing to, you would think I was dancing to the song that you played. There's a few judges demo on that I did. I'm not dancing to the song you hear. Literally, I'm dancing to a song that's in my head, because I don't really like the song that's playing. And how you know this is true? Next time you go watch one of my judges demo, watch my mouth. I'm literally singing something totally different. I'm literally singing something totally different because I'm putting in something that's missing in the song. So then you say, oh shit, I never noticed that he's not dancing to this song. A lot of time I'm not dancing to the song that's playing. I'm dancing to something totally else.
Like you literally study music. Like you're a musician in that way. Like wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Guys, I have one last question. Like
Oh, no.
on that note, how do you
No,
think?
actually, I feel good that you asked all your questions down, didn't write me later. Link, I have a question.
Yeah, I hope everyone don't do that tonight. So, what do you think is the right way for dance to commercialize? Like you said, agents are making money on top of dancers, and like, how can we make dance expand and like
Okay.
bring more opportunities?
What I think is a good way is, I tell dancers this all the time. Dance industry is 95% business, 5% talent. You have to know your business. 95% business, 5% talent. Yeah, be strong on your talent, no doubt. But be stronger on your business than your talent. Now, the agencies are bringing in a lot of dancers, using dancers to keep the agency going, get the job. Get it. Get the job. But while you're on the job, use your business sense to make your own connections. Then you don't know, then to the point where you don't need to rely on the agency. You don't need to rely on the agency to call you and tell you it's an audition. No. Now artists will call you themselves. because you started to make a connection. You started to have a good rapport with artists, and once you have that with one artist, that artist tell another artist, and then tell another artist, tell another director. So you got to use the agency, get in, and then start building your own resume on your own. So meaning, I built my resume by being cool with these people, understanding them, learning while I'm on there, asking directors information, asking things, asking questions on a job. You're on a job, but you're still there to learn and learn the business. So once you get this and you use the agency to make you your connection, and then once you make your connection, to build your resume, you build yourself to where you don't need the agency.
Yeah. I guess, have there been like any innovation that you've done for your business model wise, as in like, you know, there wasn't classes before, now there are dance classes. There wasn't, I don't know, competitions in that form, and then Japan did that. Like, what are some ways?
The one thing that we built that we don't need the agency, we built the agencies. That's why we don't need the agency. If we stop dancing, there'd be no agencies. There'll be no battles. There'll be nothing. Because we fought to keep this dance alive in the entertainment world. That's why you look back in the days, you only see us in the videos. Because we kept going out. Sometimes we did the job for free. Sometimes we did it for a low pay. Yeah. Because we actually did it because we just wanted to dance and be in the videos and be at the time. But we kept this afloat before the agencies. So we put in a lot of work for this to be where it is today.
How did hip hop or street dance make its entrance into the studio world?
So
even?
back in the days, it wasn't welcome in the dance studios. It wasn't considered a dance form, street dance. It wasn't considered. So thanks to Robin Duntori and the Duntories for getting it in BDC back in the days. That's when BDC, Broadway Dance Center, used to be on Broadway, on between 54 and 55th Street on Broadway. And then they had Robin Dunn. Stretch was also the first hip hop teacher in BDC. And I was there assisting Stretch. He was the first. And before that, we used to rent out Faisal's dance studio called Faisal's to be in there to not to teach some Japanese how to dance, and also in there to work on the routines for the music videos. A studio called Faisal's before BDC. So how it got in there was because of Robin Dunn and the Duntories, the management.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how it got into the dance studios, into BDC first, because it was not welcome.
But it's popular now, I think.
Yeah. It's popular now, but the only problem that's missing with it, the fact that it's popular, you have a lot of class but no teaching.
Can you elaborate on that? No, a lot of class but no teaching. As in,
Because a lot of class, they just come in, as soon as you come in there, it start with you out with choreography.
yeah.
You don't start out with no grooves, no foundation, no bounce, no rock, nothing to warm you up and teach you like something like formative to help you. No, you start as soon as you come in, it's like, okay, you're ready, and this is a 1 and a 2. And by the time you hear the song, it's like damn near the end of the class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, how do you think it should be taught then? Like, you should
You
start
should
with.
teach them, you should give them something that they can go home and practice it, and practice with.
like not a routine, but more like
No,
foundational steps.
even I do a routine in the class. Even I do a routine in the class, but it's not a routine I made up before I came to class. I never make a routine up when I come to class, before I come to class. I make it up in the class, literally in the class, because it's about the fun, it's about the feeling, everybody learning at the same time. When I'm teaching you, I'm trying to remember the damn steps, my damn stuff I just showed you. I'm trying to remember the conversation, the combinations I just showed you. I'm not making this up. I'll be bored as hell. If I make the class up before coming to class, I'm gonna get in that class. It's gonna be boring, and I'm just gonna be boring because I'm bored. Literally, because I don't feel it. I literally randomly pick music in the class. I picked certain songs for a certain way to teach you something, to teach you how to bounce. Like some sounds that have a double bounce where you gotta bounce in it. Like yesterday, we landed on the foot and then bounce. So you land on the snare, and then as soon as you hit the snare, you hit the double drums right after that. So it's things I'm showing you technique-wise that you can learn and hear at the same time. Like when we do sideways rock, we was rocking, then I made it into a rhythm form that you have to do and reverse it. So if you did it to the left, you have to reverse it and do it to the right, which was driving people crazy. And they ran forward, and then you had to run back, do a step backwards. Yeah, so everything you do, if you do it on your right, do it on your left. You do it in the front, do it to the back. So that's what I was teaching. This is something you can go home and practice and help you get better. But if I teach you a routine, like, okay, and 1 and 2, you just get better at the routine. That's all you learn. And most of the time, after these classes, they done took like 4 or 5 choreo classes. You ask them, oh, what did you remember? No, I don't remember. What did we do?
Yeah.
So even if they don't remember the routine in my class, they remember something in the class that we did. Everybody leave here, it was a vibe. It was fun.
I guess, like, what do you think qualifies someone to teach?
Whew. Whew. Definitely not popularity. Yeah, definitely not.
But it's
not
kind of how
not a
things
million views.
Yeah.
No, didn't know. What qualifies you to teach is when you able to break down the hardest step to its simplest form for people who can't dance, for people who don't dance. When you able to humble yourself in front of everybody that you don't know everything. When you able to teach a class and still show it at the same time, I'm struggling just as hard as y'all. Yeah. When you're able to take a step, you showed them a step, but you're able to see somebody else did it a little funkier, say, no, we're gonna change that. We're gonna do it this way. You didn't even tell a person that you doing it the way they do it. When you're able to do that, that's when you're able to teach. When you're able to tell a student the name of a step, the reason, the meaning behind the step. Because when you could tell them to teach them the meaning behind the step, they could do the step better without you ever showing them the step. Yeah, because now they know why they doing the step. They know the meaning behind the step, the reason behind the step. Same as when I teach people, if you want to do like a step, you know, everybody know the step nene, right? Y'all know the step nene, right? You want to do it right? You want to do it 100% right, but with your attitude and your feeling? I tell you why. I tell you what is the meaning behind it. That I know, what I've been told. The meaning behind it, literally say this. Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh no, you did it.
Now say it with attitude. Say it with attitude.
Oh no, you didn't.
Literally. Now slow it down, but say it with attitude.
Oh no, you didn't.
And now when you do it, oh no, you did it. Different than you just going, nay, nay, right? Because now you know the attitude behind it. You know the meaning behind it. You know what's behind that, why are you doing it that way. So no matter how many times you do it, you know what attitude they fall into because you know the meaning behind the step. You know why you doing it. You know what, oh no, you didn't. You know. Cool? She's like,
I have so much. Thank you so much. For those of you that are listening, we'll see you guys in an episode. Bye, guys.
bye guys.
Thanks for watching. For the full interview, check out Dance Chat on your favorite platform.